Welcome to 5 Stripe Weekly. It's Josef Martinez's birthday week, so we pick our favorite El Rey goals. And this week in the Soccer Trivia Showdown, it's me versus Tanner. Coming up.
Welcome to the show, 5 Stripe fam. I'm AJ, and this is Tanner and Mark.
Before we get into it, become a part of the notification squad by hitting the bell next to the subscribe button on YouTube or hop over from Facebook and subscribe.
This segment is sponsored by Thinking Man Tavern, a cozy Decatur neighborhood pub. Grab a tasty beverage from a wide variety of selections and a plate of something delicious from the menu. To go, check out Thinking Man Tavern.
Follow our Twitch for new streams and surprises on Tuesdays and Thursdays starting at 9 p.m. on twitch.tv/ATL UTD FanTV.
Before I take on Tanner in the Soccer Trivia Showdown, let's get into the news. And first bit of news, well, not exactly news quite much, but it is that it's Josef Martinez's birthday week. So we figured it's apropos to name our favorite Josef Martinez goals. And so, what do you guys have? Tanner, what's your favorite ever Josef Martinez goal?
I'll be the super basic bitch and say his record breaker against Orlando. And it's not just because how the goal was scored. It was because just the pure disrespect and everything involved in the goal and what the goal represented and where it was scored was just too delicious to not have that be the bet. Like, I love that goal. Every time I see it, everything about him is like, that is so wrong. It was just so bad what he did to Orlando in that moment. I love that. So that one for me.
Yeah. Mark?
You know what's funny? That actually was not the first thing that came to my mind. The first one that came to my mind was MLS Cup. Just classically going around the keeper. Like, I just feel like Josef and the keeper one-on-one, it's over. The other one I really appreciate is the one in the semifinal against Red Bulls when he takes it off his chest and then he does that pause for half a second and Robles just has no chance. It's amazing, like that composure and that tight space. That's just classic Josef.
Yeah. Very, very great goals, obviously. I agree with you, Tanner, and so it's unfortunate, I can't choose that one, but
sorry.
I want to, but I mean, I think we can have the same one, but I'm gonna, for the sake of having a different one as well. But let me talk about that Orlando one as well. I mean, yes, it is really just, he fathered them, of course. He really pretty much ended Joe Bendik's actual starting, keeper career, I feel like, as well, and we'll kind of continue to talk about Joe Bendik a little later in the show as well. But for me, also one of the he wins a goal of the year with this goal. It's the one against FC Cincinnati, just the scorpion kick to settle the ball, and then with the left foot. I mean, and then also to steal some souls along the way. I mean, it is just a filthy, filthy goal. And one I think that doesn't get a lot of play is the one against Chicago Fire where he scores it from pretty much a 90-degree angle. It's pretty much where, he's just perpendicular with the goal and, somehow gets it in from the byline, essentially. That's one of my favorite ones because it's just almost impossible. How did he do it? So
he scored so many goals. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's really hard to choose actually, but I
He's only got 70 something to choose from. There's a lot of goals. I love that.
I just thought of another one. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and the thing of how I mentioned the disrespect on the Orlando and the disrespect he had. He just sent 2 FC Cincy players to the shops to buy some chips. It was excuse me, goodbye. And then you didn't even mention it, AJ. It was with his weak foot. That was his left foot. He banged it top bins with his weak foot. It's just what?
Yeah. So much techers in that one move is just outrageous. Because the ball is a little bit behind him because it kind of bounces in kind of weirdly and whatnot, but still. I mean, just to be able to have that wherewithal, it's just beautiful. But we also have a top 5 Josef Martinez goals video that you can check out in the card above. And if you're on a podcast, you can just hop over to our YouTube to check that out. But moving on from that, MLS, they have announced that 3 of their competitions that they were planning this year are now canceled. and will be postponed until next year. And that's the Campeones Cup, the Leagues Cup, and the All-Star Game. Is it really a surprise to you guys that these tournaments and kind of exhibitions have been canceled? Mark?
No, not really. Just because, like you said, they're exhibitions. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, I think they're, especially the All-Star Game, it's purely for entertainment. I understand, like, Campeones Cup, Leagues Cup, they're trying to make it into a serious thing, but it's not there yet. And it's just like, with everything else going on, I think all leagues have to prioritize at this point. So, yeah, makes total sense to me.
Tanner?
Yeah, I mean, can't say add much to that, to be honest with you. It's just, you're trying to fit games in anyway. You don't need the extra ones, especially if they don't mean as much as, say, the FA Cup. So, like, nothing much lost, really.
Right. And, we're still, I guess, waiting announcement on the U.S. Open Cup, indeed, for that. But,
it still means that theoretically we could potentially win back-to-back Campeones Cups if we were to win MLS Cup this year, because we are still the holders.
Exactly. We, definitely have that over, I guess, the people that
we're still champs, bitches.
Exactly. They're still going to play. But anyway, so MLS, they've extended the small group and team training moratorium. That's also through, I think, and including Monday, June 1st. So today is Wednesday, May 20th when we're recording this. So, yeah, it's not too much longer. It's still 10 days, but it's, I think, still makes sense probably, right, in terms of making sure that, the safety precautions and, how they are able to train together, like that has to be pushed back for a little bit of time.
Yeah, right, no, I still think that it's just, I think you're seeing that a bit with the Premier League voting to go back to training and guys like Troy Deeney saying no, and some people saying they don't want to go back to training because they don't feel safe. And it's just like, I still don't think that, I think what they're doing, if they can do this and this is safe, it's good because, the players even the players have said that training outside is nothing like training inside or at a park or wherever it is, it's different. So at least they're getting this type of work, which is important for them. And I think that until you get some more stuff figured out on the testing side and prevention side, then this is probably where it's going to live for a little bit until we feel a bit better about health and safety.
Right. Mark?
Yeah, it seems like they're the league and everybody involved is remaining flexible. You know what I mean? So it's like they're taking it, okay, how do things look this week? Do we think we could start back a bigger team training in 2 weeks or 3 weeks? So, I think that's all they can really do. And you have to remember, like, at the end of the day, the heads of leagues or what have you, they can't determine how many tests are available, which is really, I think, the heart and soul of sports coming back. Like at least in Bundesliga, they do have a lot of tests available in Germany, so they are able to have a, regular protocol. I think until sports leagues can be guaranteed that here in this country, I think they're just going to have to, be as safe as possible and probably hold off on games for a little bit longer.
Yeah. Of course, last week we spoke about the Disney World complex where, that whole kind of biodome situation could happen. Brad Guzan had some thoughts to pontificate about all of that. He said, basically that I'm going to kind of, I think, reiterate what he says and I think, or rephrase rather. Basically saying, he said, what happens if someone tests positive for COVID-19? They want to get back in a responsible way, but that the conversations need to happen about if X happens, what Y is and what Z is. Just have that tree of what the protocol is to do when somebody does test positive. Also, he kind of talked about the plausibility of playing in Orlando. He said, quote, I don't think you can ask the players to relocate for the rest of the season. To take players away from their families for 6 months, that would be insane, end quote. Yeah, that's, I think, pretty much agreed from, I think, all angles there. I don't think that they were really pitching a 6-month kind of sabbatical, if you will, in Orlando. But I think it was more like about a month or so and some change, obviously with a lead up. But I think it's still just, obviously they're looking at all the scenarios. And if it's down to that, no, I don't think yeah, the players are obviously voicing that they're not wanting to do
Right.
that. But in terms of some of the other players talking about it, Anton Walks was excited about playing games, but yeah, he wants to make sure that the safety is the most important thing. Fernando Mesa said through an interpreter that as players are willing to be flexible to try to work with MLS to try to find the best solution, it is definitely, yeah, the players, I think, are on the same page. They know, what they have to do as an MLSPA to really make sure that they're in the right place to play. But I think a little tidbit, I believe, was I think from Felipe Cardenas, was that they are using the Headspace app, which I believe, Mark, you were familiar with in terms of meditation.
Me too.
And Tanner as well.
Yeah.
To kind of get through these really hard times about, just your mental state. So,
Mark, what's your streak on?
Oh, I think I broke it recently, actually. I think I had like a little 2-day streak going. What about you? What? No way. You've meditated
that's like
for over 2 years
over
straight?
a year?
Over a year and change.
Yeah.
Straight?
I use it every day, and I use it to help me fall asleep at night as well.
Yeah, the sleep option is really good.
I don't even use the sleep option, actually, because if we're just going to go for a whole little bit of mental break here thing, well, I love this thing, though. Seriously, though, it's like for me sleeping, I had problems falling asleep at night because I have like mad ADHD. You guys probably already knew that. And it's like hard for me to kind of just slow down at the end of the day. And with that, with the Headspace app, it really does a lot of, breath work and everything in terms of meditation. And so that kind of just helped me relax and do this breath work at night before I go to bed. And then I just usually fall asleep pretty quickly. But then during the day, I love it. It's been absolutely incredible for me. And it's helped me with my mental health, especially. So I can't recommend it enough. Yeah.
So yeah, super dope to see that the players are also being taken care of mentally as well by the team. So really cool there. Speaking of being taken care of, Josef Martinez believe he still is, for his birthday week up in Pittsburgh to get checkups and get some more rehab. And that's good on him. He's able to travel seemingly safely up to Pittsburgh to be able to get the care that he needs. Moving on from that, the EMLS tournament that was held over this past month. Atlanta United made it to another final, and do what they do in finals. They won the EMLS tournament. And Franco Escobar had himself a hell of a tournament indeed. Ooh. Our EMLS player Paulo Neto also really did some work out there as well. But I think
Escobar proved he's pro gamer level, right?
Yo, like the moves he put on Sean Johnson with Josef Martinez. Oh my goodness. One of the sickest moves I've ever seen in FIFA.
And there were people, I think, in the comments somewhere that were saying like, "Oh, this is unfair. Josef Martinez shouldn't be allowed to play because he's injured." But he's in FIFA, so there it is. That's enough. I feel like, but I think the best part always when we, whether it's just an EMLS trophy or not, is that President Darren Eales, he poses with the trophy no matter what, on a bed, pretty much cuddling it, and it's just always hilarious for sure. But
it's a good meme.
That card that's on that trophy, how much do you guys want to use that Franco Escobar card, though? Oh man, I believe that's our first 99 all across the board card. That would be
99 Franco Escobar card. Man, Franco's getting that. Let's be realistic.
Where would you play him at that point? Like striker?
You can play him wherever you want to. I guarantee you, Franco. If Franco has that own card, because apparently players are supposed to get a 99 overall of everything of themselves in that game. If FIFA gets in touch with you, so you can have that. It's just player issue cards, and so that's how you know if you play against like an actual player, they'll have their 99 everything card because they're the only ones that are allowed to have them. And Aguero has been bitching about it on his stream because FIFA hasn't gotten him his card yet for foot.
I would play him as a DM. I think it'd be. Just you'd be able to do everything.
But he just rampage everywhere, and he'd probably score bangers as well.
Yes.
It's like playoff Escobar Super Saiyan 3.
Exactly. It's amplified to the nth degree for sure. So moving on from that, former Frag Stripe Florentine Pogba has been signed by League 2 side in France, Sochaux. They've in the past had players like Jeremy Mathieu, Miranda, Ivan Perisic play for them, and best of luck to Flo. But I mean, it's interesting, the level that he goes to. He came from, I believe, League 3, I believe, and then went to LA United, and now he's at League 2. Interesting. I mean, it's just I don't know. We all want MLS to be a higher level and whatnot, but does that actually surprise you that it's maybe League 2 in France?
I mean, probably thereabout some of the teams. I feel like the quality for him is fine. I'm glad that he caught on somewhere. It's good that he got signed somewhere. I think he's good enough to have a job playing somewhere. I just don't know what the salary stuff is, but I mean, I don't know if they are comparable. MLS is always going to have the handicap of the salary cap holding it back. So
indeed.
Yeah, I think also too, oh gosh, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I mean, no, I lost it.
No, but in terms of Pogba, it was always kind of a thing where why we didn't sign him. It was probably because of his wages and his fitness. Really, I mean, he wasn't really able to, maybe play a full 90 too many times. Yeah. And so it makes sense that, I mean, until he gains his fitness, it was going to be a difficult sign. But
what I was going to say is teams, I think clubs are more likely to sign players that they're more familiar with. So they have played in their league or an adjacent league. So I think MLS, players coming from there, not getting the benefit of the doubt anyway. So, maybe a League 1 team is not going to take a risk on Pogba, but a League 2 team is all right, fine. MLS can't be that bad kind of type of thing.
Right, indeed. We didn't pull our best French there, but Ligue 2. Yeah, anyway.
Right.
But all right, so moving on from that, on social media, Ezequiel Barco revealed his new puppy, Bobby. I don't know how he's pronouncing
Adorable.
It, but oh my God, it's just the wrinkles, man. And you just
don't ask Joseph for how to keep track of them advice.
That's true, but I think this dog might be just maybe less mobile, maybe perhaps, and that they won't be able to just run away freely because he's probably going to have him on a leash. Not to take a dig at Josef Martinez, but he doesn't really like to walk his dogs with leashes. Sometimes you've kind of seen in his IG stories. What can you do? But
strategy, Cotton.
Yeah, exactly. But in the social media comments, Eric Remedi, he wrote, "Which of the two is Bobby? What a beautiful dwarf." That's obviously translated, but man,
wow,
dang,
wow.
That's pretty savage there. But that's, I think, the banter you come to expect from an Eric Remedi, indeed. But moving on from that, Anton Walks, he brought his highlights back from the 2017 season. It's pretty much how we all fondly remember him as well. And so great to see that he finally got a haircut because he was, I think, kind of mentioning on his IG story that it was bugging him. He was getting some flack from his teammates as well, but hopefully he got that safely and whatnot. But moving on from that, well, now it's Joe Bendick and his wife time, where, speaking of savage, his wife just completely tore him a new one in the MLS highlights for Josef Martinez and his 7 goals against Orlando City. Pretty much his wife, Anne, wrote, "Hey, Joe Bendick, nice highlight reel." Whew, holy shit. That's, I don't know if there's, just something a little bit bad going on at home between the two, but I hope all is
maybe
well.
that's how they joke.
I mean, he seemed
she probably handed him the ice for the burn, so it's fine.
Exactly right. Exactly. He did say that's cold, and it is. Whew. I mean, it's definitely a sign of maybe some iciness between the two. But anyway, so moving on from MLS in general, now it's Bundesliga has returned, kind of the first elite league to return in the world, and you saw the likes of Dortmund smack up FC Schalke in the Riviera derby. and that was 4-0. And of course, who scored? It was Erling Haaland, the first goal. And yeah, interesting to see his comments after the game as well. Although maybe they might have been taken out of context, but I think most of his kind of interviews after games have been, I think, pretty. More on the brevity side for sure.
Yeah.
Indeed. But yeah, you saw also a Joe Reyna, a U.S. men's national team player that was about to get his first start for Dortmund, and of course, as the U.S. men's national team is, it's maybe cursed. Who knows? I don't know what cursed with, but we definitely have something, some voodoo. But yeah, he was not able to make the start, and yeah, Hazard was starting in his place. But yeah, so moving on from that, the Premier League is talking about training, as we talked about earlier, but and well, they're back in training rather. And on Monday, the Premier League voted to allow clubs to begin small group non-contact training, with some of the clubs returning on Tuesday. And they will decide early next week when they will allow contact training. So yeah, 6 players or staff have tested positive for COVID-19 out of 748 tests in the Premier League. Comparatively, you look at the Bundesliga, they had 10 out of the 1,724 tests out of the 36 top 2 division clubs. And so, yeah, the I guess percentages are pretty low in that regard, thankfully, but it's still, I think, hopefully people don't extrapolate and look at that as, what that is in real life for everybody else, because I think, the realities are much different. I think the amount of people that are more, I think, maybe well off, that they, maybe their significant other doesn't have to be in one of the front lines, is probably just a lot different. So, the case of contact is just a lot more difficult. Did it kind of, going back to the Bundesliga, did it kind of weird you out a little, or not weird you out, but like concern you when you saw some of the guys still kind of celebrating and like hugging each other, or at least like, dragging their arm across someone's neck when they scored? I mean, yeah, of course, Haaland's goal, they kind of practiced that social distancing type of celebration. But some of the other games, it was just like, yeah, this is a little bit strange.
I mean, it didn't really bother me too much at that point. I mean, honestly, I kind of laughed. The fact that the benches are all the seats are 6 feet apart on all the benches, it just looked weird. But I mean, if you're playing out there already, you're already coming into contact with stuff. And if you've already been tested and you tested negative, I mean, I don't know. Like,
yeah, it just seems like
at this point,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like, it does seem like they're taking every precaution they can. I should also, I think we should take a moment to point out Bundesliga does have a protocol for positive tests, which is like that person quarantines, self-quarantines, and then for, I guess, his teammates, anybody who may have come into contact with him, testing is then ramped up. I think before there was talk about maybe whole teams having to quarantine, but then that would, like, the season would never finish, basically. So yeah, they do have a protocol for positive cases. Italy just voted on that same protocol, I think today or yesterday. So that's a hurdle for them for Serie A coming back. Yeah, it's just it's a case by case basis. Yeah, it's the minimal contact that does happen. It's almost to a point where some of it's really unavoidable. I know the hugging is avoidable, but it's almost like a pretty human reaction. So I don't know. I mean, like I think Germany's doing what they can.
Right. And of course, yeah, there weren't fans in the stands, and yeah, it was a little bit soulless. It was definitely weird, just without any sort of vibes, any sort of atmosphere. Yeah, you kind of, yeah, it's like, if you're on the bench, or if you're one of these coaches, you guys got to provide the atmosphere. So come on, guys, step it up. But anyway, so that does it for the news for this week. And here's our weekly reminder to follow us on Twitch Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9 p.m. pretty much Tanner will be playing career FIFA mode with Atlanta United. It hasn't been going super well in terms of results, but yeah, he is in second, and we're making some moves in the transfer window. But come and hang out with all of us. We're all in the chat, so yeah, please come check it out and have a good time with us. But moving on from that, it's our weekly edition of the 5 Stripe Weekly Soccer Trivia Showdown. And this week, Mark is hosting, and Tanner and I are instead battling out for the chance at the cup again. So, Mark, you're hosting. Take it away, my friend.
Yes. So before we begin, though, AJ, are you going to be writing stuff down, or are you just going to call it out? Because
I think I'll turn on my camera here, and I'll write some stuff down.
All right.
You finally see me after.
I haven't seen AJ in like weeks.
I know.
All right.
He's seen us. It's this weird voyeurism.
I watched the channel just
voyeurism.
to be able to see AJ.
that's the move. No, okay, so I'm gonna do this on my iPad here. So
Okay.
all right.
Alrighty. So yes, I have retired from the trivia game. Will I come back? Maybe. But I'm taking up my second calling as a host. And for the tiebreaker question, Justin Miram scored his first Atlanta United goal versus this team.
Ooh,
I know this one.
shit.
I know.
I got it.
Oh, do you?
Okay.
Yeah.
I got it.
All right. Let's
Yeah,
see them, boys.
I said Montreal Impact.
You said a Montreal Impact. You are correct.
He scored 2 goals that day as well.
He did. I actually forgot that.
Yeah, because the first one was the right-footed banger from like
Right.
30 yards. And the second one, he just scuffed over the line to win the game.
I remember that. Yeah. I don't know why I didn't remember that. But anyway. All right. So for round 1, we're familiar with the rules by now. 1 point for each correct answer. 3 questions in all. Both competitors will have a chance to answer each of these questions. You have 20 seconds to answer the question. If you don't get it right, there's no points. 3 points max for this round. So the first question is, after our inaugural match versus Red Bulls, Tata Martino was forced to make a lineup change. Who started in week 2 that did not start in week 1?
AJ.
Wait,
Jeff Lorowitz.
wait. Is that the rule?
Yeah, that's fine. I guess.
Okay. Right? No. Oh wait, sorry. Yeah. Wait.
I prefer what AJ just did. And to be fair, I didn't know the answer. So I'm fine with that.
Okay. All right. We will let that one pass then.
I apologize. Yeah, no, I jumped the gun there.
Yeah, but it's all right. Let's say that would have played out like it would have anyway. But yes, that is correct. It was Jeff Lorenowitz who came in for the red carded Carmona. All right. Question number 2. Are competitors ready? They look ready.
Ready.
In the 4-0 win at Bobby Dodd versus Chicago Fire, this player scored his first goal for Atlanta United.
Oh, wait. Don't put it up yet, you dick. To be fair, I can't see it because of how bright it is anyway.
I didn't see it either, yeah.
So, I don't know the answer to this question anyway.
No, it's fine. Time can finish. You can.
No. I don't know the answer. Just it's fine. I know that none of the answers that came to my head are correct, so it's fine.
Right. Okay, AJ, you gonna put up an answer there, or say it?
First goal, right?
It's first goal for Atlanta United. Correct.
Julian Gressel.
That's your final answer.
That's my final answer.
It is incorrect.
Okay.
Gressel scored against Minnesota, I think.
No, that's incorrect too.
Really?
But
oh wow. Good to know. Thanks. Shouldn't have said that.
yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
God.
The answer is Tito v. Shalba.
Yep. Dang it. Yeah, I jumped the gun.
So
It's different being on the other side. Yeah, I get excited. Like, oh, yeah.
You coming amped up. I see you. Okay. All right.
I am.
All right. Final question of this round. Miguel Almiron achieved his only hat trick for the Five Stripe versus Houston at Bobby Dodd. Atlanta United won that match 4-1. Who scored the other goal for the Five Stripes?
Good question.
I could repeat that if you need. I know it's a long-winded one.
Ooh. Okay.
Competitors ready?
Yeah.
Let's
Competitors
see.
ready.
I said Joseph.
I said Assad.
That
Neither.
is incorrect. It was actually Julian Gressel that time.
Dang it.
Personal
Damn it.
memory line. He squeezed in a scrappy goal, make it 3-1 or 3-0. Yeah. All right. It's a tight one after round one. I think it's 1-0.
I got
AJ?
I got 0 correct answers.
These questions are a little difficult for Tanner all of a sudden.
I mean, you're not answering them for a reason.
No, yeah. Hey.
Hey, you started it. I'm just gonna send it back your way. That's how that works.
All right, so we have moved on to the next round. And so it's 3 questions for each player with the opportunity to steal. The player who's in the lead will get the first question, and then we'll go back and forth. Each question is worth 2 points. There is multiple choice available, at which point it will only be worth 1 point. And if you steal, you can only steal 1 point or 2 points, depending on what the original person did. So, it's for the player in the lead, AJ. This player scored a penalty versus Toronto on Decision Day 2017.
Well, there's only a few people that could take penalties for LA United, so on decision day, that would be either Miggy or Joseph. Right. Oh, I'm letting it on too much for, I think, Tanner to steal if I get this wrong. My bad. I'm going to go with Josef Martinez.
Yeah, I think it's Joseph.
Is that your final answer?
Final answer.
Incorrect.
Okay.
Tanner with a chance to steal for 2 points.
Yeah. Who else would have taken a penalty that day? I mean, wasn't Miggy hurt? I'm just gonna say Miggy. F it. I don't know. Miggy, shot in the dark.
Incorrect. I think you're about to say Miggy was hurt at the time.
Yeah, I was thinking that's what I was gonna say. I was like, Miggy was hurt, wasn't he? Like, he wasn't even playing in that game.
So it
So
might
I'm
have
just
been
gonna
what,
guess
Assad?
It was Assad who took that
No.
penalty.
Dang it.
Surprisingly enough, I know.
Good question. Good question.
Wait. In 2018?
17.
2017.
Oh, 17.
Ah, yeah.
These are good. These are good so far. I'm proud of you. Mark.
Decision Day was against Toronto in 2017 as well.
Yeah, dude, that was the one that ended 2-2. It was a cracker.
Oh yeah, I was thinking of the 4-1 from 2018, and I was like, that's why I was like, I'm pretty sure Joseph did score that penalty, and I was like, oh shit, whoops.
Right. All right. So for Tanner,
See,
George Bello made his Atlanta United debut versus this club.
I know who it's not, but it's the first game that comes to mind. I don't think he did he? I'm just gonna say multiple choice.
All right. A, Real Salt Lake. B, New England Revolution. C, Herediano. D, DC United.
Well, there's only 2 answers that could be correct here, so I'm gonna say it was against D, DC United.
That's your final answer?
Yes, because if it's not that, I know what the answer is, but I'm thinking this in my brain. I don't think that was the same game, so I'm saying DC.
Correct. Tanner's on the board with a point. DC United.
My gut instinct was New England because he scored in that game, but I was like, I don't think he scored on his debut. So yeah,
he came on in our first match at Audi Field, actually, and that match did end in a loss, unfortunately. All right, so back to AJ. Michael Parkhurst holds a passport from the U.S. and this country.
Say that again, because you cut out.
Sorry, yeah. So Michael Parkhurst is a dual citizen. He holds a passport from the United States and this country.
Oh, I know this, but it's tough. It's tough. I need to make sure. Okay, multiple choice.
Yep. A, Germany. B, Ireland. C, Denmark. D, England.
B was what again?
B was Ireland.
B.
That's your final answer?
Final answer.
Correct. AJ
Boom.
back on top. 2-1. Yes, he is Irish American. Did not know that.
Pottercurse?
Yeah, right.
Irish defiant now. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, totally. Of course he is.
When you say it like that. All right, back over to Tanner. This player was drafted from the University of Michigan.
Justin Miram.
That's your final answer?
Yes.
Correct. And now Tanner's in the lead because that's a 2-pointer.
Yeah, that's hell easy. Anyway,
I that was actually news to me. My
but it's a good trivia question.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been a number of players. You never know. Anyway,
Could be a one, but
all right, okay, all right. This guy over here. No, I'm kidding. Okay. So back over to AJ. In the decision day loss to Toronto in 2018, Josef scored a penalty. Who was fouled?
I know the answer to this one.
You want me? If I can repeat that, if you like.
no, I got it. Just in case.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it multiple choice.
All right, multiple choice. A, Darlington Nagbe. B, Joseph. C, Miguel Almiron. D, Tito Villalba.
What was B again? Sorry. It's
No, you're fine. A, Darlington Nagbe. B, Josef Martinez. C, Miguel Almiron. D, Tito Villalba.
It's gotta be C. Miggy.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Incorrect.
Okay.
Tanner with a chance to steal a point.
I'm gonna say D, Tito.
Final answer?
Yes.
Incorrect. It was A, Darlington Nagbe.
Should have gone with my
seemed to
gut.
be in the
I should have
box
gone with my
that
gut.
much.
It's
Was
really
Nagbe your gut? I don't know. See,
Yeah.
Nagbe was like he wasn't even in the box that much. It felt like so. Like,
No, it's true.
That's where it gets tricky.
yeah.
All right, back over to Tanner for your final question of this round. This player spent 4 months on loan at Rangers.
Emerson Heineman.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Correct.
I heard AJ pitching in the background.
Apparently, that was too easy of a question.
Too easy.
Just because I answer it quickly doesn't mean most people know it.
Well, I know it, and that's just like I don't know. Sure.
Yeah, this is how it feels, AJ. Because Mark had that shit happen in the game he did win, and I knew most of his fucking answers.
No, but I get the who gets fouled, and then you know,
What?
it's like
I got how many Argentinians
Well,
ever played for us?
But,
Like,
you know, for
shush.
Emerson Hyndman, it's like how many teams has he played for, and you know, in terms of when we post about him, like one of the few posts that you know, or the places that he's actually had playing time was at Rangers. It's like he's been seen in a Rangers kit like a lot. It's just one of those. I don't know. It's fine. We're fine.
AJ has some design notes.
Remember who designed this game?
No,
I know.
It's fine. I will make a note of this for next week.
Thank you.
This is all constructive criticism.
How was this? You didn't even know he was gonna go first. I would have gotten his questions if I had gotten the first answer right, but he got it right, so he went first.
No, it has nothing to do with your like knowledge. It's about the the level of complexity of each question. That's all.
Mhm.
So it's fine. No, it's your It's not a big deal. We'll improve it.
All right, I'm glad everybody's getting a chance to watch this. By the way,
I know, right? Yeah.
this is a production as it happens.
Yep.
All right, so I believe it's 5-2 in favor of Tanner, going into the final round. And so, just for a refresher, each competitor will get 3 questions from a random selection of categories. Question 1 is weighted 2 points. Question 2 is weighted 3 points, and question 3 is weighted 5 points. I think it's a max of 10 points or 11. 11. Okay. Yeah. Oh, maximum points is 11 in this round, and I forget. Is the person in the lead or the person who's second get to choose first?
The person in the lead gets to choose the number first.
Okay. So Tanner, take your pick.
3.
3. AJ, what you got?
4.
4. All right. So Tanner got the Americans.
No, I hate that category.
It should be the Americas.
No,
actually,
it's
but
the Americans. Like I changed
okay,
it.
you've changed it. You
Yeah.
changed it to the Americans.
Oh, the
Okay,
Americans. Oh, maybe this will be better. Okay.
And AJ, you got statistics.
Okay.
So AJ, since you're trailing, first question. This player made his Atlanta United debut in a 2-0 home loss to Kansas City.
You won't even give me the year? Like, okay.
Oh, it's in 2018.
Did he say 2018?
No, it is in 2018 though.
Yeah,
Is it not?
No, come on, man. No. You can't say any of that.
Well, no, I mean, okay, it's a 2-0 loss to KC. We've only had one of those. It was that year, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not.
All right. No, I know. Cool. So this player. All right.
No, that wasn't. Was that in 2018?
This shit ain't easy, man.
No, well, I remember a weird scenario that happened that year, but I'm not sure if it was in this game or not.
Okay. Oh, all right. Shit. Okay. All right. Yeah. Brad Guzan.
Wait, what? In 2018?
Oh, sorry. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Give him another guess.
Sorry. No. That's my guess. Sorry.
No, give him another guess.
No,
Stop it.
No.
You misheard it.
No,
you know
see,
that's not the
for some
answer.
reason, yeah, for some reason, I was thinking 2017, even though you said 2018.
I say give him another guess.
No.
All right,
Don't
AJ,
allow it.
Raging.
Don't allow it.
Again.
That was a dumb thought process.
Wait, do I reveal the answer or
Yes.
do we? Okay, so you had the position correct. It was
Is
Paul.
it Paul Christensen?
It was Paul Christensen.
Yeah.
That's right.
Coming-
Yeah, that home. Yeah.
Okay,
All
all right. I was hoping the game itself would be like a trigger. So.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, but I was trying to think of it. Yeah. All right. Anyway.
All right. So, next question: How many assists did Yamil Assad finish 2017 with?
I think I know the answer to this question. I mean, it's not my question, so I don't care.
Yeah, I think he had double digits too, didn't he?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Man, it's like 10 or 11. 11.
Yeah, I'm
Final
thinking
answer.
11.
Final answer?
Yes.
AJ has tied it.
Yeah,
What?
good shit. I thought it was 11.
Equalizer.
11 was
3
definitely the number
points.
that came to my head.
Yeah,
Yes,
it was like
it
10 or 11. It was tough. That's man, those stat ones. Ooh.
Yeah.
Especially
All right,
from
so
the
we're
first
tied.
year. All right, so Tanner has to go.
Tanner has to go. All right. In the Americans, question 1. This player was named ACC Defensive Player of the Year in 2016.
ACC Defensive Player of the Year in 2016. Oh, what is his name? I don't have an answer. Damn it. I'm thinking of it, and it's in my head, and I don't know.
So you come up blank. Is that correct?
I think time's up too.
Yeah.
It's that man, Miles Robinson
Yeah.
from Syracuse.
Indeed. You gave him the year too.
ACC.
Man, you gave him the year.
I was
too,
thinking
man.
Miles Robinson, but I was like, I don't know where Miles Robinson went to college. If I would have known he went to Syracuse, I would have gotten it right, but I had no idea where he went to college at. So
See, AJ, these questions are,
Yeah, but still, I mean, you gave him the year. Ah.
I didn't know if we had any other ACT Defensive Player of the Year. We may have.
It's fair. It's fair.
that is not an answer that most people would know, so don't complain.
I knew it.
Just because you knew it doesn't mean that most people don't know it. This is how it feels to be competing.
I know.
Welcome to the other side.
I've gotten under AJ's skin a little bit.
All right, who goes
All
next? AJ should get advantage because I missed the question, so AJ should go first.
No. It's it would be my last question, so you get to the next.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
All right. Yes, for Tanner. Question 2. This player won back-to-back supporter shields with DC United.
With DC United. What the shit? Was it Bobby Boswell?
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Tanner's back on top.
Damn
Bobby
it.
Boswell
Oh.
was indeed on that DC United team. He was Defensive Player of the Year in 2006. All right. So then back to AJ now.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
All right. Who led Atlanta United in shots in 2018?
Miguel Miron.
Final answer.
Yes.
Correct. So
Yeah.
that puts AJ
AJ back on
And-
top.
at
10-8 right now.
10-8. Yeah, that's what I thought. All
So
right.
I have to get the final answer right.
Oh yeah, it's already yeah.
So we will have a winner, and we find out who it is now. Jeff Larunowitz is a 2-time Open Cup winner with Atlanta United and whom?
New England Revolution.
Final answer.
Yes.
Tanner is on fire. He cannot stop losing. Once again, winning at the death. Tanner.
Well done.
We're gonna
well
raise the cup again. I hear saltiness from AJ. I don't.
No,
think
well
he
done.
appreciates-
No. I mean, it is. Yeah, that's a good question for a fifth question.
Okay,
But
I will work on these questions.
No, it's fine. I mean, it's one of those, like, I knew all his answers, but I missed my first
That's
one.
how it was the week I lost to Mark. I know how it feels. I knew all of his answers and I was saying them. I was like, I know the answer to that question. I know the answer to that question. Then it's like, who went on loan to a team in like Chile? And I'm like, shit, I didn't know it was Fernando Meza. Damn.
I mean, yeah, because it is difficult to get these like questions really specifically only about Atlanta United. Like, if this was even broader, obviously it'd be, we could make it a little easier maybe and have them all be somewhat broad, like the the Larry question. But yeah, I mean, it's all good. I think well done to Tanner. I applaud. But I'm coming next week because now I know what Mark is gonna pull. So
or do you?
Maybe I don't. But either way, anyway, that does it for the Soccer Trivia Showdown this week, and pretty much for the entire show, except for the question of the day. And this week's question of the day is that, we're coming up with and developing a lot of new stuff all the time, and YouTube as well. So we have ideas on what we want to do on YouTube, but let us know what you guys want to see. So please let us know in the comments below. We're interested in what you have to say. So anyway, that does it for pretty much the entire show. And so for Tanner, for Mark, I'm AJ. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.